Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. In this video, we're going to be talking about patch 1.05, which came out maybe like 5 days ago by now, and we're going to be talking about the Swordfish Buff because this update changed a lot of weapons, and one of the ones that was low-key changed that I think these changes actually do affect the game in the meta was this Swordfish Buff, because there has been, you know, the buffing of the ABR in patch 1.04, the Swordfish versus the ABR has been sort of that debate, and with the tactical rifles, it's probably one of the classifications of the weapons that's probably balanced decently. You know, there was a time and place where this weapon was better than that, where that weapon was better than that, but now we do have a Swordfish Buff, which I'm going to talk about because this class setup and this weapon works amazing on a map like Nuketown. It's just almost absolutely perfect how this setup fits together. I'll talk about the strengths of using this weapon and the weaknesses. So thanks for, or not thanks for watching. If you guys could drop a like on this video, I would appreciate that. Let's go for 1,500. That would be absolutely amazing. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. And let's talk about the Swordfish. So the Swordfish, of course, is a weapon that a lot of people sort of overlook it for the fact that it's unlocked at level 55. So the majority of players don't stop at 55. They go through the prestiges, right? And when you're going through prestiges, of course, you only get to use this one either, you know, your level 55 experience at every single prestige, unless you do use a token on it. But this is actually a very, very strong weapon. It is a 4-round burst weapon, much like the M8 was from previous Black Ops 3. If you like the M8 from Black Ops 3, this is like, I mean, I don't know if it's as strong as that because that was really the best gun in the game. But what was buffed about the Swordfish, I'll show it up on the screen right now. Tactical Rifle Swordfish. Now, they did change the Penta Burst Operator mod to implement the standard burst delay. However, on this setup, because I want to sort of deck my class setup out, I'm not running an Operator mod on it. So the first thing is they slightly reduced the delay between bursts. And this doesn't sound like much, but this is absolutely huge because delay between bursts is essentially rate of fire, or, you know, rounds per minute that you're going to be able to fire off with a weapon like this. And that is something that, if that delay is too long, burst weapons are of course going to be too weak. But if that delay is too tight, and also because, you know, this gun doesn't have much recoil, that can make a gun very, very strong or overpowered. So slightly reducing the delay between bursts and then the reduced idle sway, and this is definitely noticeable. The delay between bursts now is almost instant. It really feels closer to the ABR than it did before, and I think this is noticeable, as well as idle sway. What I've talked about with idle sway in the past, it was changed on the KN57 as well, is that is a nice little buff. It's something that's not going to affect every single gunfight, but occasionally you will miss some shots and probably you know, because of that idle sway. By the way, guys, this gameplay here, I believe it's 100 plus. It's like 118 kills or something like that with the Swordfish. So you can see just how good this setup is for racking up kills on this map. So overall, with this buff to the Swordfish, do I think this is good? Yes, I think this buff is very, very good. And honestly, I think this buff takes it above where the ABR is, because with the ABR on the last patch, sort of what they did is they buffed the ABR, but they nerfed stock to it and made the stock a lot slower on the ABR. Very, very noticeable after patch 1.04. Now, the thing with the Swordfish and, you know, with the ABR nerfing the stock, the thing with the Swordfish is it doesn't even have stock available. And that's what's unique about this game, is you sort of have to make your classes around what is available. So the strength of the weakness of this weapon is definitely the mobility of this thing. And by mobility, I mean, you don't really, I mean, you have to stand there like a statue. You don't really have any abilities to strafe on people. Most of the time, it's just pre-aiming on a head glitch, and that's what this weapon works well with. And of course, that works like a good playstyle for this map, because you can see basically if I can keep them at medium range, stack streaks, it's absolutely no problem. And I talk about on Nuketown how you want to be able to kill people close if it does get down to that. This weapon can, if you have good accuracy, you can 2-burst someone really quick up close, but that all depends. Of course, just cycling through streaks is what I was doing here. So yeah, that's the weaknesses of this gun. You don't have the best strafe speed, which is really awkward, especially for a player like me who's used Stalker or Stock on pretty much every single AR for years in Call of Duty. But this is one where you really just don't have that option. You could run Skulker, however, Skulker only speeds up that speed when you're crouched, which is only a percentage of fights, and it's not that big of a deal. So, class setup that I rock with this, because I know everyone wants to know about the Swordfish class, because I really think this is like an ultimate class setup for patrolling an area, even better than the ABR after this buff, I would say. So the Swordfish, I run, of course, with the red dot sight. You sort of have to run a red dot on this thing because the default scope that it comes with with all the tacticals, tactical rifles don't come with like a default sight or an iron sight like the assault rifles do. They come with this like built-in ACOG scope, where if you don't pick a optic, that's what you get built in, which honestly, I mean, that could be great for long range, but on a map like Nuketown, you definitely don't want that. So I throw on the reflex sight. Then with my 2 attachments, the first attachment that you always want to use is long barrel, because long barrel takes up on a gun where honestly the attachments are pretty trash on this gun. So using long barrel is one that's actually not trash. It'll allow you to get more kills with less burst being used at a range. You can see there's 70 kills to 2 deaths, a very, very amazing first round. But that's basically what you want to run. Long barrel, I think, is a major key. It's something that I run on my M8, which was also an amazing, probably one of the best guns for Nuketown in Black Ops 3. So it's crazy how the cycle of Call of Duty keeps going, how they keep the game fresh, while, you know, some people obviously don't like how the maps are from older CODs, and the guns are kind of like from older CODs too, but they are innovating kill streaks and everything, and I mean, that's sort of what you get when a franchise is doing their game like this. So long barrel, yes, you definitely want to run that. And then as far as a second attachment, I slap on hybrid mags, because why not? I mean, if hybrid mags is available, it's probably the most overpowered attachment like ever. It's basically fast mags and extended mags built in, and I think they put it on weapons where they know like it's not going to be that strong. Like, they don't put the hybrid mag on the Spitfire because they know that would be ridiculous. They put extended and fast mags separate on that, so they aren't dumb when making these setups. But hybrid mags isn't something that you need on this gun, but if it's available, it's a really rare attachment. It's available, you have a free slot, I throw it on. And honestly, to go with Nuketown, it works very, very good as well, because you shouldn't be being caught in a reload with this gun, but on Nuketown maybe you would, and having 44 bullets and a faster reload, it's so nice to have. Gear, ComSec device, and then what makes this setup so good for patrolling areas is kind of like the older ABR setup I used like a couple weeks ago. Flak jacket, tac mask, and those are huge counters to the majority of stuff you're going to be running into on Nuketown, or even if you use this on, like, this isn't just Nuketown class, this will work great on firing range, on any map that is, you know, slums, this could work great. Flak jacket, tac mask, gung ho, and then dead silence as perk 3. Now, dead silence you don't really need on Nuketown because you can't really hear stuff, and of course I'm not running acoustic, but a lot of people do run it, and it's good to have it as on as a counter. That third perk slot is kind of just a filler slot where it's either basically only there's really only like 2 options that are super good. Squad link is good for hardcore. Tracker is okay in this game, but ghost, you know, you're going to counter UAVs as long as you're walking or sprinting after the latest update. And then with dead silence, you're going to, of course, counter people either sound whoring and listening for you, and also counter people using acoustic, which is a good percentage of people. So that's the whole class setup, and that's what it is. Now, this gameplay here, it is 118-6, but unfortunately, we do lose this game. I believe I led my team in every category: kills, score, damage, objectives. But the thing is, they had a guy on their team which was playing the objective super duper hardcore, and then when they were able to get streaks really do control Nuketown. I was controlling the map for the whole majority of the game, but then in this late part of the game, they got streaks off of, I think, killing my teammates, because I think my final score was like 118-6 here, so it was a crazy game. I had a lot of streaks up, but they were able to, you know, capture. I make some pushes for B here, but I wasn't able to get it, so obviously I probably should have started playing the objective a little bit earlier, because that's what happens in public matches. You know, if enemies has one good player that gets streaks, it's kind of sometimes can be in like a 2v2 or a 3v3, and whoever has the bad players on their team can be at a huge advantage, because not only are they not getting kills and not getting control of the map, they can actually be feeding streaks to the enemy team. But it still is a, you know, 100+ gameplay, and it shows that if you do have a good team, I mean, controlling the map and having this swordfish will do absolute wonders. So right, you know, I try to make captures for B, but they did have grenade launchers. I think they had a mantis or drone squad, a bunch of stuff there. But yeah, you guys can definitely see swordfish is a weapon that I want to start using a lot more. Thing with it is, like I said, I haven't used a prestige token on it yet, and as going through the prestiges, it definitely is difficult to, you know, experience. On my first prestige, I think it was, I actually stopped at level 55 for a good amount of time, and that was because I wanted to get out class setup videos with all the guns, and of course if I was prestiging, I wouldn't have all the guns, so I wouldn't be able to get out class setup videos as get them done as well or as effective. So that's basically what it is with this. But yeah, this gun, you know, is it worth using a prestige token on? I know people are going to be asking that. If you like burst guns, yes. If you like the M8 from previous cards, if you like this gun, it 100% is worth it. If you don't like this gun and you're just trying to, you know, grab it because a lot of people are saying this gun is strong or overpowered, don't do it. But this buff is significant, and it definitely makes this gun stronger, and to a point where this gun should be good, because assault rifles in this game are, you know, the Titan LMG is insane, the Auger is insane, and they should have some good gun balance. And I thought this update was definitely fair to this gun, and it's a gun where you can expect very consistent 2 burst kills with a very fast rate of fire. Of course, you know, not as quick as that ABR, but you have to remember the ABR shoots in 3-round bursts, this shoots in 4-round bursts. So you're getting a huge advantage by using the M8, or not the M8, but it's the Swordfish, which is essentially the M8A7. Anyway, hope you guys did enjoy this game. Final score, it was 118-6. Thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like on this video if you guys could, and I would appreciate that. Subscribe if you guys are new, if you guys made it to the end. I will see you guys in the next video, and that's about it, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.